Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 3 dead, 5 injured in Norwood gun attack. The police have confirmed that 3 people are now dead and 5 others injured in a shooting in the Norwood community in St. James on Saturday morning. Reports are that the incident occurred about 9:45 a.m. The police indicate that 3 males have died and a 14-year-old girl is among the injured now at hospital. She is reportedly in critical condition. Man killed in St. Mary hit and run. A 28-year-old man is dead following a hit and run along the Norwood Main Road in St. Mary. The deceased has been identified as Akeem Daly, a construction worker of Red Hill, St. Andrew. Daly died as a result of injuries he sustained in the incident, which occurred approximately 1:15 a.m. on Saturday. According to reports, Daly was walking along the roadway when he was hit by a motor vehicle. The driver of the car did not stop. The victim was assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators are appealing to the driver of the motor vehicle to turn himself into the Arakabeso police immediately. In the meantime, anyone with information that can assist the police in their investigations is being asked to call the Area 2 headquarters at 876-975-4196, Police 119 number or the nearest police station. Police investigating St. Anne fire, which claimed 1 victim. Investigators in St. Anne are probing the circumstances surrounding a fire that claimed the life of a man in Old Folly, Discovery Bay on Friday. Dead is Andrew Earl, otherwise called Kevin, of Jocks Lodge District in the community. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., residents saw smoke and fire at the premises and alerted the police and the fire department. During the cooling down operation, Earl's charred remains were seen among the debris. The police said the scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue. James Samuels shot, helper stabbed in home attack. Justice of the Peace and former Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association President James Samuels, along with a woman reported to be his helper, are nursing injuries inflicted on them during an armed invasion of Samuels' house in Jacks Hill, St. Andrew on Thursday night. Samuels, who is in his 70s, was shot once by the invaders, who stormed the house between 8:30 and 9. The woman was stabbed multiple times by the masked hoodlums. A very close male relative of the woman visited both victims in hospital on Friday and reported that Samuels was recovering well. However, the woman is reported in and out of consciousness. She is in a more serious condition than him. Him get a shot in her neck that lodged down into his shoulder. He is talking good, but she got a lot of stabs all about. Her nose bust up and broke. As a matter of fact, them take Mr. Samuels' van and jewelries, he said. Mr. Samuels is a respectable man, one of the foundation men in Jocks Hill. Woe unto those who did it, he added. According to the relative, Samuels told him that he and the woman were having a conversation inside the house when the attack took place. She heard a calling and went to investigate. The men were already halfway in the house but couldn't come through the door. When them come in, them start deal with her away. He was downstairs and they used her to get to him. He locked himself inside a room down there and they fired through the door, hitting him, the man reported. Right now, me just have to pray so she pull through. Right now, I just God me have to trust. Everybody know that lady. I don't know if it's people in the area or out of the area who did it. All I can say is whoever did it must stop now. Because every man has a time and their time will run out soon, he said. Another of the woman's relatives said the incident has left her heartbroken. It is sad because this is one who would get up on a day like today and go from house to house to make sure that everybody is okay, she said of her relative. A male resident who condemned the attack described Samuels as a good man who is very valuable to Jocks Hill. As a justice of the peace, him not hesitate to sign none of the youth them papers. Him always can give good advice. Them man they grow me from me a youth. I don't think he was in any problem out a road, because if him and anybody in an altercation, we woulda know. I years him live up here from me a youth, and nothing like that never happened before, he stated. 2 guns, ballistic vest seized in St. James. The St. James police seized 2 firearms, including an M4 rifle, during an operation in Granville in the parish on Friday. Reports are that about 6 a.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises was searched and the rifle along with a 9mm pistol, 34 assorted rounds of ammunition, and a ballistic vest were found. No one was arrested, however. The police said the investigation continues. Police revamping youth clubs in Manchester to curb crime. With nearly half of the police youth clubs in this South Central parish dormant plus a worrying crime trend, young people are being recruited as members to strengthen the crime reduction initiative. Manchester has recorded 10 murders since the start of the year, when compared to 6 for the corresponding period last year, January 1 to March 20. Speaking at a recruitment drive at Cecil Charlton Park in Mandeville last Friday, coordinator of the Manchester Police Youth Club, Constable Brian Thompson, said the event was the first of its kind in Jamaica. The aim and objective is to engage the young people to see how best we can have them join a police youth club in and around a community, or for those who are in schools, he said. The initiative, which falls under the Jamaica Constabulary Force Community Safety and Security Branch, is aimed at engaging young people so as to guide them away from criminal activity. The Youth Club is one of the Jamaica's Constabulary Force's crime reduction initiatives. We engage these young people to actually steer them away from danger at an early age. They would have had police officers who they communicate with, he said. We teach them in different areas. We have training camps for them. On a weekly basis, they will see police coming in their areas, in their schools. It is easier for us to manage crime, he added. Further, Thompson said the Police Youth Club showcased the talent of members and police officers. He added that there are 30 youth clubs in Manchester. We have about maybe half of that amount dormant. One of our aim is to reactivate those that are dormant. We are actually going into the schools and engaging the young people there, he said. The Manchester Police Youth Club has attained recognition nationally and represented the country internationally. Last year, Sandra White, the president of the Christiana Police Youth Club, who is also a National Police Youth Club Council executive member, was sponsored and sent to Dubai to represent Jamaica at an international youth conference, Thompson stated. He added that there will be more community-based activities with the lifting of the Disaster Risk Management Act, sporting activities being one of the number one tools, wherein COVID-19 would have diverted a lot of that, and we would have had our Police Youth Club Fun Day, where clubs from across the island would have been competing, he said. Thanks to the Prime Minister, who has now reopened the country to an extent, we will be able to engage our young people directly, he added. President of the Alligator Pan Police Youth Club and Sports Coordinator for the National Police Youth Club, Demani Facey, 20 years old, said the movement is fundamental in curbing crime. If you should check the statistics, you will see that a lot of our criminal activities that are happening involving young people. What we try to do here in our Police Youth Club movement is to gather them and show them how to make a positive life so they don't have to engage in crime, he said. Desmond's dismay. The Manchester Municipal Corporation has been instructed by Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie to ascertain the cost of repairs needed for the dilapidated Mandeville Market. McKenzie issued the order while on a tour of the market with Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, and Member of Parliament for Manchester Central, Rhoda Crawford, on Thursday. With the increasing number of vendors and people supporting vending, it is clear that the facility is not compatible with the number of vendors and pedestrians that come here on a daily basis, McKenzie stated. He also insisted that the plight of disgruntled vendors who voiced their concerns during the tour are to be addressed. Vendors have been complaining about the badly leaking roof, insufficient space, and an unpleasant smell inside the market, which they say has affected sales. These are some concerns about how the vendors are treated. I have spoken with the mayor, said McKenzie. He announced that vendors will be allowed leniency in vending outside the market, building on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Additionally, sections of the market will be closed to vehicular traffic on those days to allow for more vending. It will become a pedestrian market, so the vendors will be able to operate in these areas without any molestation from the authorities, he said. Turning his attention to the adjoining arcade, the local government minister said he was embarrassed by the condition there. You can see a lot of young men who are trying, a lot of women who are doing what they ought to do, selling inside where it's designated, but the condition is almost every single stall is not conducive for business or for doing business, he said. Funding, he said, is going to be critical to address the necessary rehabilitation of markets in Manchester. It is not just the Mandeville market alone that the issues are. I have issues with Christiana Market. I have been looking now to what is the next step for the Purse Market and right across the country, he said. It is clear that there has been little attention over the years that has been paid to the market across the country, he noted. He said he will be speaking on the government's plan for markets during his contribution to the sectoral debate and thanked the vendors for their patience and understanding, noting that it is difficult to earn a living under some of the conditions that exist in this market. The government, Mackenzie said, will do everything that is possible to improve the conditions of the market. Member of Parliament for Manchester Central, Rhoda Crawford, said her office and the Manchester Municipal Corporation have partnered to address the concerns of constituents. We have decided to join hands to deal with the issues, she said. Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, said the recommendations made by Mackenzie will be implemented. He added that the vending spaces in the Mandeville market will have to be revised. We have one vendor taking up about 2 or 3 spaces, while other vendors can't get a space, so that is going to be regulated, he said. Mackenzie also toured a section of the Manchester Central constituency that are experiencing irregular garbage collection and difficulties accessing portable water. He said the government has allocated $11 million to undertake repairs on Mayday Road in the Knockpatrick division. No new street lights in more than 10 years. The state-run power supply company is being ranked over the coast by a number of councils in the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, who claim the installation of streetlights in their divisions have not kept pace with development. They also said the insufficient lighting issue is providing a haven for criminals. With the rise in crime and violence in the parish, some of the little rural areas where they don't have cameras, they don't have nothing at all, they don't have any good roads. The only thing they used to have was street lights to make people feel a little safer, and now there are areas in darkness. Councillor Siebert McFarlane, People's National Party, Leamington Division, reported. The last time they had new lights installed, the councillor said, was between 10 to 15 years ago, and their frequent pleas to the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, JPS, has fallen on deaf ears, he stated. McFarlane said, with the development of new infrastructure in the parish over the years, the installation of new streetlights is vital. The place has changed over the years. Places where you don't have residents, you have new generations there now, and we don't have new streetlights. Several housing developments take place, and no new streetlights for that, he said, adding that local election officials and those they represent are now at their wits' end about how to get power company to listen to their appeals. Councillor Donray Delancey, PNP Betheltown Division, weighed in on the issue from a purely dollars and cents perspective. Property tax collection has increased, and remember that property tax is what we use to finance street lights. The records have also shown that rural residents are more compliant when it comes on to paying their property tax, but at the same time, the major thing for which property tax revenue is used, street lights, they are being denied. Can you imagine, for almost 15 years, not one single street lamp have been installed in the parish? He asked. If the company cannot facilitate the installation of new lights at this time, they should at least try to repair the current ones, he argued. Months after months, we have been making reports about street lighting, and whenever people complain to JPS, they're telling them, talk to your councillor or talk to parish council. Some of these residents are not aware that the WMC does not have the authority or the resources to repair street lamps that rest solely in the hands of JPS. So I am asking JPS for the obtained time to move with speed to have street lamps repaired, he insisted. Councillor Lawton Mackenzie, PNP Grange Hill Division, was also peeved at the absence of JPS representatives from council meetings. A check of the minutes show that there has been a JPS representative at the WMC monthly meeting for the last 6 months. Residents have serious problems, and we should have a JPS representative at our monthly meetings. There are questions on the road that we cannot answer, and I am hoping that as the next month JPS will be here. We need the regional manager, Mrs. Fullerton, to come. It doesn't make sense they send their junior representatives because what they come, they cannot answer any questions, Mackenzie noted. Mayor of Savannah Lamar, Bertel Moore, said a letter was sent to JPS requesting 20 new streetlights for each division. He said the WMC will be sending another letter asking for more streetlights and to request that Fuller attend the next meeting. Efforts to contact JPS Operators Manager for the West, Fullerton, were unsuccessful. 33 new COVID infections, 2 more deaths reported. Jamaica on Friday reported 33 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 more virus-related deaths in the 24-hour period. This brings the total number of cases recorded on the island since the start of the pandemic to 128,661. The death toll stands at 2,877. Of the newly reported cases, there were 20 females and 13 males, with ages ranging from 1 day to 180 years. The cases were recorded in Manchester 1, St. James 11, Kingston and St. Andrew 4, Clarendon 2, St. Catherine 1, Hanover 1, St. James 19, St. Mary 1, Trelawney 1 and Westmoreland 2. Meanwhile, the latest fatalities are a 63-year-old male from St. Catherine and a 74-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, whose deaths were recorded in September and October 2021. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 78 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 80,751. The positivity rate was 4.6% in the latest round of testing. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.